The new Dockland Media Precinct is located on the inner western suburb of Melbourne, that is only 2 kilometers away from the RMIT city campus. The proposed site is adjacent to Docklands Drive and Pearl River Road that interact with different conditions which inform the streetscape of the built form. Car park sits on the west side. Dockland Studio located on the north side. Commercial and retail buildings sit on the east. And residential building on the south. With this new site located in Docklands, how do we begin to extend the area of the RMIT city campus to the new Dockland precinct? How do we break the idea of norm that all these precincts are not distinctive but connected in an urban ecosystem? How do we begin to bring the public to engage with this new environment, and how does architecture begin to take place? Porous Stratum, the future of digital media. The design of my building is a hybrid of two of my main research outcomes, adaptable shell and endless circuit. We are interested in the porous behavior of a gel bar and how it creates visual connection between the prison guard and the prisoner. The idea of controlled porosity allows the guard to look at all the prisoners, but the prisoner does not have the authority to interact with other prisoners. This behavior can be implemented into the learning environment where the civic can be the surveillance to the teaching spaces without disturbing the student. The outcome of the exploration resulted in an operable facade that is multifunctional. The raw result created multiple planes that further enhance the idea of controlled porosity, a specific view to certain habitable space. The second research analyzes spatial relationship of a generic airport circulation. Based on our exploration, we noticed that most airport circulation has a U-shaped pattern that shares a similar system to typical learning spaces. By using the behavior of a casino roulette, a system is choreographed to break the norm of tight linear hallway spaces. The outcome of the process exploration resulted in a series of ramps juxtaposing each other with pockets of spaces that can provide internal recreation areas. This new exploration opens a new possibilities of a learning environment that is driven primarily by circulations. By using the grid facade as the main driver of my design, it creates a singular identity towards the whole building. This operable facade slowly manifests itself into partition, windows, balustrade, and ornament. It acts as a highly ornamental yet functional tectonic device that can enhance the user as they explore in these spaces. This variation of grid has different stratum of porosity, creating an identity to each learning cells through the different intensity and intricacy of these patterns. The landscape of the new media precinct is derived from the endless circuit. The colors from the landscape are a reference from the Melbourne Dockland Studio logo. Inspired by urban infrastructure and street sign, this artificial landscape aims to create a playful yet interactive terrain to attract users to come and use this place. That would therefore become a space to stop and stay, spending quality time interacting with people and the built form. These patterns on the ground act as a sense of guidance and direction to lure pedestrians into the educational space as well as to Dockland Studio. The juxtaposition of these two experiments create a highly experiential learning environment with different intensity of porosity. Porous Stratum is a getaway to the Dockland Studio Melbourne and can be accessible throughout each corner of the streets. The vision of this new media precinct is to create an open and welcoming environment that allows the public to be more involved in this space. This can be broken down into porous fabric, porous terrain, and porous view. It holds a strong identity to RMIT buildings by taking reference from urban surroundings, the attention to details, to allow parts of the building to touch at one-to-one, striving for a sense of the civic in the ways things are both made and used. This new spatial composition breaks the norm of designing a school that has a linear arrangement. Each cell is designed to engage with one another by extracting the behavior of a prison cell. The idea of control porosity can be observed as the user is standing in the main courtyard of Porous Stratum, a place to observe various learning activities all happening at the same time. Whereas as the user is standing in any given point in the learning cells, it allows a strategic privileged view. This variety of heights, overlapping of spaces, create vertical and horizontal visual connections. Instead of having visual from level to level, this new typology encourages students to collaborate, to be more engaged, spreading the interaction between levels instead of one floor. The new media hub is a cluster of 3 different zones. Zone A is design and production. This learning cluster focuses on the production of film, animation, games, as well as sound and digital music department. It is situated adjacent to Dockland Studio to encourage partnership and collaboration between Dockland filming industry and media education in RMIT. By referencing Melbourne Dockland Studio sheds, Zone A is a collective of different compartments that are complemented by condensed patterns that are more pragmatic and utilitarian for a focused learning environment. This blurs the identity between Melbourne Dockland Studio and RMIT Media Production Zone, creating a seamless transition and provoking a sense of transparency within the industry and the university. Zone B functions as a shared access site, a place designed to encourage collaboration between primary, secondary, and university students, as well as people from the industry. A place to house makerspace, informal spaces, and to support startup business in the emerging makers movement. Situated in the center of the building, this porous learning cell is designed to inspire collaboration from the surrounding learning pods by creating an open environment allowing the spillage of boundaries to the central courtyard. It is also a place for observation learning. This corridor designed to lure the public in, allowing the civic to act as a surveillance to the teaching spaces without disturbing the students. Zone C is a place designed for event hosting, communication, and glam hub. Located on the east and west side, Zone 3 aims to create a welcoming area to lure the public to delight in this precinct. The typology in this cluster is the most porous, highly ornamental and experiential, catering to a variety of different programs all within one building. Porous Stratum is a school that facilitates a flow between environment, people, and architecture, enabling architecture as a process of exchange. A porous vessel that accommodates the spilling forth of human activities, the opportunities to watch and to be watched. It is the production of an urban learning village, creating spaces that allow the civic to mingle, delight, and wonder, as well as authenticate the built form in which it is experienced.